Hey YouTube, this is cecelialane here. So I know it's been a long time since I posted. I've just been really crazy busy, a lot of conferences, and I went on vacation and stuff like that. So let me first do the numbers right quick. We're always interested in numbers. So last time I was on was in September. It was my 1 year surge anniversary, pretty much. And my weight was 157.8, something like that. I've been, about a couple of days after that, I hit 154, which is common for me to lose weight right after my cycle ends. Excuse me. So I hit 154, and I've been 154 since then. And generally, ever since then, like, I go between 154 and 156, depending on where I am in my cycle. When I went to a conference in Vegas, there were very structured meals, and that put me down to 152 because I don't do too well with that because I can only consume so much in a short period of time. But then I went on a cruise after that, vacation, got to graze the way I normally do, and that put me back at 154. So I generally run between 154 and 156. Depending on where I am in my cycle, and I wear a size 6 or 8. I prefer 8. It's more comfortable, but I do have some dresses and slacks and things like that in 6s. I went to the doctor recently for my 1 year post-op, and that was very good. I have been taking my Flintstones chewable vitamins with iron. I take 2 of those a day. Plus I take 1 to 2 vitamin D. And I do the bariatric advantage ones. I take those, vitamin D capsules. And then I take 1 to 2 of those a day, which they're 5,000 units each. So I take 5 to 10,000 units a day. And then I drink my Sobe, my Powerade, sugar-free Powerade, sugar-free Sobe, sugar-free Gatorade that has the B complexes. And my numbers were fantastic. I mean, fantastic. Everything was great. My vitamin D levels were great. My bad cholesterol was down and in great ranges, not normal ranges, great ranges. My good cholesterol was wherever it's supposed to be. I don't know if that's down or up. It was wherever it was supposed to be, in a great range too. I mean, everything was fantastic. So that was really exciting for me to have normal cholesterol. I don't know how long it's been since I had stuff like that. So that was fantastic. I was really excited about that. And yes, so how's maintenance going? Maintenance is going. Here I am. I've been 154 for the last 2 months, 2.5 months, whatever it's been since I posted. And I'm hanging in there. I do have this cyclical insanity that I go through, and it's all surrounding my cycle. So, which has like a 3-week, 3.5 week time frame, where I do a week of not interested in food, barely want to eat anything. Another week, the next week of I'm hungry, I like to graze and stuff like that, but I don't really want anything bad. And then the last week of I'm like a Hoover vacuum, and I could eat everything, anything, all day long. I'm craving the sweets, and I want the yummies. I want it all. I want it all the time. Which usually puts me in like a tailspin of panic. Even though this happens every single month, I still end up in a tailspin of panic. Because I'm a little insane, obviously. I mean, that's the definition of insanity. Do the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result. And I don't know why I expect a different result, because the same thing happens. It goes away, and I go into the next part of the cycle, and then the next, and then, so, and I always, right before my cycle comes on, I go up a little, get up to 156, 155, and then if I've been reining myself in and fighting all those cravings that week before, I'll probably lose. I don't know if you guys saw that went out, that it timed out. But anyways, I'll probably lose a pound or two. But if I've been giving into the cravings, which I usually do, sorry, then I'll just go back to 154. Maybe 153, 153.6, 0.8, something like that. So that's been really good. So maintenance has, okay, while I'm in the midst of the insanity, if you ask me how maintenance is going, I would tell you that I'm like freaking out, falling apart. I'm going to gain it all back. I have no control, that kind of stuff. However, I'm right at that other side, so I just started my cycle today, so now I'm in the where I'm not so hungry part of my cycle, and I have more lucidity and more clarity, and I can say, it's a cyclical thing. I go through it every single month, and I always come out the same at the end of the month, or less. So I think, honestly, too, and I am most certainly not trying to knock anybody who exercises. But, and I shouldn't say but, because people always say what you say before the but means nothing. It's the after the but that's important. So in other words, those are just words, nice words in the beginning of the but. But anyway, so, but I know that since one of my life changes has not been exercise. So in other words, well, let me say this first, has not been exercise, I don't have as much concern as maybe others who did incorporate that as part of their life change, which means that's part of their maintenance, the level of success of their maintenance. That means that I don't really have to worry about weight gain, because how should I say this? The exercise is something kind of outside that I have control over, and I can increase or decrease, fall short on, get busy and not do, and then that could then affect what I now have perceived as my goal weight. So obviously, if I'm exercising, I'd probably be way less than I weigh right now. I'd be 140 something, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm wanting to hold on to that. But since I haven't done that, I'm 150 something. In addition to that, the only thing that changes with me now then is my eating. Now I could go ahead and add some exercise on and lose a little, but because I haven't been exercising, there's no decrease in exercise for me to then, start increasing in weight as a result. So another reason to feel bad about myself, which thank God, that's horrible to say, but thank God I don't have that to feel bad about myself for. Let's see how I am on time. Oh, I'm doing well. So, like I said, not knocking anybody, but I think it just changes the bar, or changes the environment of what viewpoint you have and where you're looking at things from. And so for me, since my viewpoint is, 154, no exercise, it's just my eating that really affects my weight changes. And my eating doesn't really change. It's the same cyclical craziness, insanity that it is every single month. So I maintain. And I think that helps my success as far as maintenance. Now, if I added the exercise in, took it out, things like that, then I think I could start yo-yoing with my weight. Does that mean that I'm going to be like, oh no, and so now definitely no exercise? No, but it does make me feel better about being lazy. Anyway, so I have a list here. I've had a lot of great responses to my videos. Thank you so much, Diamond, for the advice that you gave me on my maintenance, your video response. I really appreciated that. Really appreciate everybody's responses, how supportive everybody is. It never ceases to surprise me, how kind everybody is, how kind everybody's been to me, and how much it seems to matter to them, that I succeed. And it matters to me that you guys succeed too. So that is why it's important for me to come back on and keep posting, keep letting you know, because the journey doesn't end because you hit some number. It's not over. My issues don't just go away. Anyway, so list of things. Hair changes. So people have asked me about hair loss, things like that. Well, I am of mixed descent. I'm Italian, Irish, African American, and Indian. Keeping it simple, my mom's white, my dad's black, so my hair is normally very curly. Well, because of the protein deficiency, I did lose a lot of my hair, but I have so much hair that it has had no effect on me whatsoever. I still have plenty left. And in addition to that, it's made my hair more manageable, and it's somehow changed the texture of my hair some. It's not as kinky. So I used to chemically straighten it, and now I don't need to. If I want to wear it straight like I'm wearing now, I just blow dry it straight, or just, put it into braids and let it dry naturally, and then flat iron it. So it's not necessary to do all that anymore. Look at time, we got 11 minutes. Okay. So it has changed the texture and the thickness of my hair, which for me has been a positive. I'm sure that would not be very positive for others. So vomiting. So I still go through weird periods where sometimes I'm really sensitive to stuff. Sometimes I seem to top off, or I just don't seem to really want to eat too much. I don't know. So I still do it. It still happens. I had a couple of, especially with new foods. So when I went to Vegas and when I was on the cruise, especially in Vegas though, I did throw up a lot. I ate a lot of things that I'm not used to eating. I have my routines at home, but then you go out and you try other things, not so much. They don't work so well. And so as a result, I did throw up quite a bit. Or quite a bit for me, because normally I don't throw up anymore. So I threw up, I think, about 3 times when I was in Vegas, and once or twice when I was on the cruise. Loose skin. So a lot of people ask me about loose skin and stuff. I have a lot less loose skin than I had anticipated. However, it is a very individual type thing, the whole loose skin thing. So it all depends on the elasticity of your skin. Apparently, I found out that I have, strong elasticity, and so my loose skin is very limited. I will take off my sweatshirt and I'll show you my arms, which if you take a look at any of my videos, they were huge. Oh my gosh. I mean, a whole leg or something like that. Sorry, I'm pulling my pants up, which I'll show you a body shot in a minute. And they should be horrible. And look at that. Don't get me wrong, I don't think this looks good. But it should have been that is it. There should have been 5 of these left over. And somehow it's not. And then on top of it, I do have a nice amount of muscle. I am rather strong. As long as you go like that, and don't go pressing my arm up against me. I'm okay. My boobs, see, they look really good. They don't look good at all without my bra at all. Wanted to let you know that too. Yeah, they're totally. There's nothing here. This is all bony, and there's nothing there. So I'll probably be getting a boob job. My stomach looks great. Looks like I never had any surgery. Looks like I barely had a baby. And my legs, I have to say that, they've settled in. Took on time. Oh my gosh, I'm about to be out of time. Probably have to do a part 2. They've settled in, so sorry, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm feeling all rushed. I hate that. Okay, I'll go ahead and post this up and do a part 2. I hate part 2s. Do you hate I hate part 2s, but I don't have a choice. This is what happens when you wait too long to post another video. This is why you should post on a monthly basis. So See you on part 2.